Welcome to the Brothers Grind, everyone.
What I
I
do?
just I gotta, am I the a-hole here? This girl says, am I the a-hole for making a joke about my boyfriend's manhood in front of our friends? She starts off, 21 female, uh, need to own up to something and get your take on whether or not I'm the a-hole in this situation with my boyfriend, also 21. So my boyfriend and I were hanging out with some friends and we were all joking around and having a good time. At one point in time in the conversation, it turned to funny stories, and my boyfriend shared an embarrassing moment from his past. Without hesitation or thinking, I made a joke about the size of his manhood in relation to the story, thinking it would be funny and get some laughs from everyone. Instead, my boyfriend's face fell flat and he looked really hurt. He pulled me aside later and told me that my joke had crossed a line and made him feel really embarrassed and insecure. He said he couldn't believe I would say something like that in front of our friends, especially since he has always been sensitive about his size. At first I tried to brush it off and said he was overreacting, but he was adamant that my comment had hurt him deeply. I felt terrible and apologized, but the damage was already done. Now I can't shake the feeling that I really messed up and hurt someone I care about. But part of me still thinks he's being too sensitive and that it was just a harmless joke. So, am I the a-hole or is my boyfriend being overly emotional?
I wish she would have thrown out the actual size. So, because if it's like, micro, then we would all have a laugh. Yeah. And
Well,
you
that's the
never joke
thing,
about
man.
your manhood. You don't do
I
that.
wish
That's a
you would
deep
kind of tell
cut.
us the
That's a
joke.
deep cut.
Yeah.
Fellas, y'all know
Yeah.
what we're talking about. You don't want to, well, I
Well,
don't, but
you from his reaction to the joke and his sensitivity that she's kind of telling us about, it alludes to it being less than something. And
I
I
can't
mean,
shake the feeling, literally.
some people can just be embarrassed about things, which is, but she said he was deeply hurt. And you're right. If your man's lacking in some degree down there, that's not a joking point for a lot of people. Especially men, obviously, like, don't make fun of my size or something like that.
See, that's what I'm talking about. The difference of kid. You say he's 21. That's a difference. Because if this was back in the 90s and the girl did that, I'd be like, damn, girl, what do you want me to do? I'm throwing a hot dog down a hallway here.
Oh,
I'd turn it right back around. Be like, the boat ain't the size. The ocean's just too big. Throw
oh my
something out there and
goodness.
get on it.
Well, I mean, two wrongs don't make a right in that scenario, and that's definitely going to start some beef between you and your girl.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like making a joke at somebody else's expense, especially when you're with them, isn't always the best plan of attack for adding
Nah.
laughs to a situation, and especially if it's putting them out. I would say she's the a-hole to some degree, but without knowing the specifics of things, I can't really say the dude is necessarily overreacting or being overly emotional, but his emotional response is still understandable, especially
That's
if
what I
it's
was
something
just going to
that,
tell you. He didn't like it. He made the fact clear that he didn't like it. He communicated very well with her, and she brushed it off. That's why she's over here.
yeah.
She feels guilty. That's why she's writing this. So,
Yeah, but she also feels that he's being overreacting, so it's not a 100% like, I messed up or I feel guilty. There's still that reservation of like, you're just
petty.
being emotional, stop it. And I mean,
She should have definitely agreed with him. Like, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry I did that. It won't happen again. She shouldn't definitely got defensive and been like, you're overreacting and stuff. But you know how people are. Like when you lay the truth out there, a lot of times people do get defensive with stuff like that. Like,
well, I mean, it's like how comfortable are you with making a joke about your girlfriend? Or how comfortable would you be with if your boyfriend made a joke about you that had truths to it for laughs? Like,
well, that's how
you allude to anything about your girl, it's instant, like
that's how
ice
we
cream,
respond.
blankets, give me space,
Like
that
me
kind of
walking
stuff.
into work when I first got here from Cali, I rocked a mohawk walking in, and one of the guys, little buff dude, he's just like, "Oh, you're rocking a mohawk," and I said, "Don't get mad at me because my stuff's lustrous, and you over there with your male pattern baldness." I went straight to the truth, and it shut him down, and everybody, and
I mean,
but
people always have something
don't
to say
start
to
it. Don't
discount.
start it. You can't back it up. That's all I'm saying. I'm not. I didn't start that, but I finished it real quick. I mean, it's just what it is.
What is it like? You think you're funny? Who decided that?
Yeah. It's like the devil coming up to you and whispering in your ear, like, I'm coming for you. And you whisper back, that sounds pretty gay.
It's,
Devil?
yeah, little sus, bro. Little sus.
Little sus, Mr. Devil.
Well, you know, dealing with relationships, I think you should always err on the side of caution as far as it goes with like using your partner as a you know, the butt of
Yeah,
jokes. I mean,
you don't do that. Well,
yeah, you
if
should.
you
In my opinion, you shouldn't do
let's
that.
flip the script real quick. Let's say they was talking about tatas or something like that, and you reference your girl has saggy tatas. She would be furious. Furious.
Yeah,
like,
well, that's what I was
you just
saying. Like,
don't
if
do
the
that.
roles were reversed, it
Yeah.
would be
An issue.
because we see that all the time, more so than girls talking about their man, and it's just it's kind of silly because there is so much of that on like things like Reddit, X, other social medias where a guy says something insensitive about his girl, and then it's total meltdown, and so. It's interesting to see a girl saying, "Hey, I said something insensitive about my man, and he just said he was hurt and disrespected." Oh, she thinks he's being overly emotional when, no offense to anyone, but like
she's just dismissing him and his
yeah,
you know, I mean, he already probably feels if she knew this was I wish I knew the story that she related that to, but if she knows that he's, I don't want to say sensitive, but if he feels a lack thereof in that department, she should have never touched base on it, and especially in front of people, or use it in an argument. I was watching a show and the guy's like, when you open up to your girl and you're vulnerable, when you guys are fighting, don't come bring that up as an attack, because your man will never come back to you and be vulnerable again.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure,
You know,
for sure. Like if you're going to use sensitive material about me to make fun of me or to position yourself in any which way, yeah, that's going to have that repercussion for sure.
Yeah.
I think you should be able to joke with your partner, like
day.
in the privacy of your own company and stuff.
Yeah, but don't be joking about that. You're gonna hurt them some more.
Don't be joking. Don't be putting them out and for the laughs of other people and stuff. Like,
no, I mean, even if they're together, you
Oh,
don't want your girl.
Yeah, she's like, does this look strangely familiar to you? Like, you're like, oh.
She's all open a can of Vienna sausages, and she's like, "What does this remind you of?" You're like, "No."
It's like I think it's a newer short that I saw where it's like this Asian dude and he's like he's doing something, he has his shirt off and his wife comes up, she's like, oh, you have this huge scar on your back, and he's like it's not that big, she's like, oh, it's huge, and he's like,
and the music starts playing,
that's real big,
he's like,
that's massive. I mean, stuff like that's hilarious, and it's what it is in its own right, but jokes like that and everything have to be done in taste and all that nonsense. But I don't think she's necessarily an a-hole. It's just she needs to learn what his boundaries are, and then I don't think he's necessarily overreacting either, because he's entitled to have his opinion about it, man, as much as anyone else is.
Fellas, I don't think anybody listening, or let's say these shows blow up one day, I would love to see the comments. Like, I don't think any of y'all would be okay if your girl was one joking about your manhood to you, let alone to your group of friends. You know, I mean,
yeah.
We'll see.
Well, leave us some comments. Let us know, how small your manhood is and what you feel about it. If somebody making
anonymous
a joke.
1, 2, 3 anonymous.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm not.
But we'll leave it at that. If anything, leave us some comments about like how you feel if your significant other made jokes about you to your friend group or people, and you were the butt of that joke.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Till next time.
Y'all. Thanks for tuning in.